Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now that the Radiance store is here, quite a few of you are asking me what I think are the best values in this store overall, and what am I going to spend my Radiance on, and where you can get more Radiance, obviously. First things first, I do think initially, number one thing in the Radiance store, if you do not have Deathless Thanos, is, well, these selectors. Yes, you will need to finish a Battleground season in order to start even acquiring them, but for most part, the first bigger hauls, I think you need to pick these up ASAP in order to get access to Deathless Thanos, because he's very, very relevant champion and he's definitely worth it. And these chests equate to what effectively I'm saying 5,000 units. So 56k Radiance for this one, and then obviously increasingly slightly more, but I still think it's absolutely worth it. And if you're missing a couple of Deathless pieces, then you should be getting this. If you're missing a whole lot, and if even 5 collectors will not get you the Deathless Thanos, then I'd probably hold on these for a bit and invest elsewhere. That said, Mastery Point, I know a lot of people will be gunning for early. That will not be me. For most part, like right now, I can generally say the Masteries aren't like that powerful, and there aren't enough extra mastery points for you to be able to run, let's say, Mystic Dispersion and Color Tech at a high level, which would be like the only thing that really would entice me. Like if there would be 3, 4, 5 points in total available more elsewhere that we can get on top of our current setups, I would really want to get that a mastery point in order to be able to beef up like another class, probably the techs. But as it is right now, I just don't think one mastery point would make that much of a difference for me to be worth spending 125k Radiance on it instantly. I do think I will get to it eventually after a couple of seasons and once Radiance is a bit more common, but not quite yet. So, what do I intend to spend my Radiance on? Well, initially, and this is going to be tier 4 alphas. I do think tier 4 alphas here present quite a good value. I do think tier 7 basics obviously are pretty good as well, but the initial amounts that we earn here is just not going to be enough to make any meaningful difference instantly to me. And at the end of the season, obviously, I will be going for the tier 7 basic, but from the first 20k that I have acquired, the first 10k for reaching Gladiator Circuit, the next 10k for reaching 100 points in Gladiator Circuit, I will be getting myself some tier 4 alphas. Because there are a ton of champions that I do want to rank up. And as far as the rest of the rank up resources go, I do think that the tier 4 alphas here are the best place where to spend your initial Radiance. Because tier 3 alphas, tier 6 basics, we do accumulate them at a steady pace regardless of what we do in the game if you are playing it actively. And need to remind you that there are plenty still available in the Battleground store, whereas here the max weekly purchase limit is like half a tier 4 alpha. Then you can pick up straight up like 10 of these of each instantly in the Battleground store. Tier 4 alphas immediately attracted my attention the most. As far as the rest of the rank up resources go, yeah, it's gonna be just the tier 7 basics and tier 4 alphas that I mainly go for here initially until we get more sources of Radiance. Then obviously it's not gonna be alloys. It's not going to be the 7-star Awakening Gem Crystal Shards quite yet either. I'm not gonna go for 7-star Hero Crystal or Titan Crystal initially either. And speaking of the crystals, I do think it is for bigger accounts that are targeting these specific champions that you have not yet been able to pull, like in my case, for instance, Void. And here in the Incursions Crystal, there's also Cap Infinity War that I do not have, and Dupe and Hollywood that I'm looking for. I am much more likely to get the 7-star Loyalty Crystal than perhaps the Incursions one, before I actually open the basic one, because statistically speaking, getting something valuable out of these, if you're missing even one champion, is kind of better at this point than getting something good from basic. For newer accounts, and if your 7-star roster isn't as big when you start earning Radiance, then fair enough, 7-star basics are a good place to go. But then the same price, I'd rather pick one of these two over the basic 7-star. And obviously, none of the 6-star stuff particularly interests me. None of the casual common consumables is going to be what I go afterwards initially either. At end of the season, I will definitely be picking up some 6 stones here as well, potentially. Maybe. We'll see how 6-stone economy is, but if I already will have gotten to about half of tier 4 alphas, for instance, then I might invest a little bit in the 6 stones. I do think the generic 6 stones are still quite rare in the game and they are definitely valuable. Aside from that, do not convert these to trophy tokens. Absolutely not. I don't think the boosts are good enough value at all. If you look at 30% boost costs as much as 5 7-star 6 stones, that is awful value. I think potions and level 3 revives, for most players, I do not recommend that at all. Especially if you're the type of player that has access to Radiance, then you probably have already some consumables accumulating, unless there's like a massive mega piece of content coming, but I don't really see it. The 7-star Hero Crystal Shards, 7-star Titan Shards, again, I don't think it's the greatest value in general. Initially, I would absolutely start with tackling the tier 4 alphas, tier 7 basics, and then I'd, grab the initial first levels of couple. Yet again, I do want to remind people that this store does have increasing costs, just like Glory Store. But for the most part, when you look around, the first 4 or 5 purchases, the cost isn't climbing too steeply. So you can quite safely buy just about 4 of anything. Yeah, I think just almost all my Radiance from the initial season is definitely going to be tier 7 basics and tier 4 alpha. Everything else, there are plenty of good avenues in the game to acquire that are less exclusive. Right, at the moment, where can you get Radiance? Again, we do have these objectives in the game. This is where I got my first 20,000 of Radiance. There's 10,000 left for me to get in the final milestone. So this will give you 30,000 Radiance every Battleground season. Quite neat. Again, 20k of these already got me 3 tier 4 alphas. Just by getting to the Gladiator Circuit and getting 200 points, you will effectively be getting 3 tier 4 alphas and some other stuff. Effectively, you could probably cover just about a full rank 3. So that's good. And then obviously we have the Battleground season rewards. Depending on your placement, you can be earning, 500k. Realistically, that's one person. But let's say you're going to be earning from, 200, 250k by being in Celestial 5 to, let's say, 75k finishing Arcane 1. That is quite big of variance, but as long as you finish Mysterium 3 or above, you can get a full tier 7 basic for your Battleground season. Quite massive currently in the game. Obviously, that does not help everybody equally, and again, our rosters and needs are different. There might be some situations where you are desperate for like tier 6 CC or something, but still, no. Do not waste your Radiance on tier 6 basics and tier 3 alpha and so on and so forth. Tier 6 class catalyst, I can see like being kind of a desperation purchase. Honestly, tier 3 alpha and tier 6 basics are so abundant in the game. You can get, them from daily events and so on and so forth, decent amounts. So yeah, I would not want to waste Radiance on that. I think it's tier 4 alpha, tier 7 basic, and the 7-star 6 stones is what I would primarily be looking at, aside from the Deathless selector. Those I would identify as the best investments currently in the game. Again, with the meta changes, with the reward changes, with everything else, that will vary. And hopefully the store doesn't get outdated like many others in the game, because the moment it is by far and away most exciting thing Kabam has added in quite a bit in the game. So One last time, to summarize. The best immediate value for the small amount of Radiance to get, here for Alpha. The best end season value, I think, currently, tier 7 basic. Additionally, picking up some signature stones is definitely going to be useful, like 3 or 4 packs of these. And if you do not have Thanos without relatively close to, your end season reward should go to the Deathless Piece selector. Yeah, because everything else we have satisfactory acquisition methods right here, easy. Let me know what are your thoughts, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all been